Eto na mga boss, kakapasok lang na balita. Grabe si VP Sara, nagulat sa korte, inutusan ng senador judge. Pinatawag ng mga bangko, tumestigo ng Land Bank, BDO at BPI. Base sa impormasyong kumakalat ngayon sa social media, mismo ngang spokesperson na ng impeachment court ang nagsalita na inutusan na siya ng presiding officer na padalhan na niya ng sabpina ang mga bangko matapos hindi ipasa ni Vice President Sara sa impeachment ng kanyang bank record. Nag-usap-usap na mga senator judge sa Senado. Kailangan nang ipatawag ang mga bank manager bago pa magbago ang laman sa bank account ni VP Sara. Baka ilipat pa sa ibang tao ang pera. Hindi na daw sila kay Duterte makakapag-antay. Uunahin na mga bangko sa trial. Kaya ito, sabay-sabay natin panoorin kung paano si Vice President Sara Duterte grabe nagulat sa korte, inutusan ng senator judge. Pinatawag na ang mga bangko, tumestigo na Land Bank, BDO at BPI. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, baka pwedeng i-click nyo muna ang like, share, comment, subscribe at i-hit nyo na rin ang notification bell kung gusto nyo ng mga ganitong klase ng video para laging updated kayo sa mga susunod pa nating ibabalita. Kaya tara, panoorin na natin to.
10 minutes oral arguments. Does the impeachment court parang enough na ba yun para maihayag ng defense at ng prosecution yung kanilang stand doon sa issue ng pagsusupina ng bank records?
Yes, it should be enough because as I said earlier, the presiding officer also directed na magbigay po ng kanilang mga memoranda yung magkabilang panig ukol dito sa issue na ito at yun po ay matatanggap ng ating impeachment court at senator judges sa Lunes at bibigyan sila ng ilang araw para basahin yon, maintindihan yung legal arguments at posisyon ng bawat partido at pagdating sa oral arguments, i-reiterate na lamang nila yung pinaka-importanting parte ng kanilang memorandum para sa ating publiko naman.
Gaano kahalaga yung oral arguments gayong meron na silang written memorandum na isusumite?
Yung oral arguments ay magpapakita nung kanilang mga posisyon regarding the issue at ito ay mapapakita sa publiko dahil maihahayag ito through televised, through television tsaka televised video. So, yung mga nakalagay sa memorandum na hindi mababasa ng ating mga kababayan ay mailalahad through that oral argument.
Last from me, sir. After the oral argument, do we expect the court to decide on the motion of the prosecution to subpoena those bank records?
Correct. Siyempre, kasama sa oral arguments na yan, yung mga senator judges will be also able to argue or ask questions regarding certain issues na nakalakip doon sa issue ng pag-i-issue ng mga sabpina katulad ng secrecy of bank records, secrecy ng BIR records. So, maaaring mailahad doon kung paano nakuha yung possible na mga tax records, kung ito ba ay i-issue ng ating BIR commissioner with the consent of the president o wala ba. So yung mga ganong issue kasi yung mga parating nagka-crop up dahil ayon sa Section 270 ng tax code natin, mayroon lamang napakaliit na leeway kung kailan pinapayagan yung pagdi-disclose ng ganon. So doon mailalahad kung meron how they will go about it at kung paano hindi ito mag-violate ng mga batas na mga sinabi ko.
Attorney, pursue ko lang po yung question ni Dexter. Dahil doon sa oral argument, paano po iyon, para lang po mapicture ng mga kababayan natin kung ano yung magiging scenario after ng oral argument, paano po iyon didesisyonan ng mga senador yung pagpapasabina sa bank and tax records ng Vice President?
Initially po, it will be decided on by the presiding officer, and then if the floor will appeal or the senator judges will appeal that decision, then it will be voted on by the senator judges. So only a failure to get the majority of the appeal will mean na the presiding officer's resolution will stand. Kapag po nanalo naman yung boto ng mayorya doon sa appeal na yon, then the order of the presiding officer will be overturned by the position of the one appealing.
Or pwede pong i-throw na rin sa body ng presiding officer
Pwede rin po,
instead of
isa rin
making
pong
a
option
ruling?
yan. Isa rin pong option.
And then, sir, pa-explain lang po kasi narinig natin kanina at kahapon din, yung mahabang direct and cross-examination dito kay John Mark Calilong dun sa mga technicalities as to the authentication ng mga documents. Bakit po ito kailangan gawin?
Kinakailangan po yun dahil ito po ay mga formalities of the law at nakasaad po kasi sa ating rules of court na supportorily applicable po kung paano po gagawin yon, paano gagampanan po yun ng isang abogado. Kaya yung pagtatanong po ay step by step, kailangan pong ilakad ng abogado nagrepresenta ng testigo, yung korte, at saka yung mga hukom kung paano nakuha at naging yung isang video na yon o isang dokumento na yon, paano niya nahawakan yon at paano nakarating doon sa korte. So yung buong chain of custody na yon, kailangan niyang patunayan na to be unbroken at wala siyang dinagdag o binawas doon sa prosesong yon. So yun, tama ka po. Tama ka po. So yung mga pagtatanong po kanina, kasama po yung pagtetest ng credibility ng both the testimony of the witness and the witness himself.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung ano.
Thank you po.
Sir, naka 3 days na tayo ng trial. Nakakaisang testigo pa lang. Hindi ba apektado yung timeline na inilatag para mas, yung nga si Senator Bam kanina, di ba, nag-request na nga actually na baka pwedeng ma-hazen yung process, attorney?
Katulad nung sinabi ko po last time, no, yesterday rather, nung tinanong din ako ukol dyan, tinanong tayo na kung madadagdagan ba yung araw o mababawasan ba, depende po yan sa parties. Katulad po ngayon, nakita po natin na naka-schedule po talaga si NBI agent Lotok na ipresenta po today ng prosecution, pero base po doon sa motion ng prosecution o ng House Panel of Prosecutors ay hindi na po nila i-present this afternoon, and they are going to present the witness Lunes po. So because of that, hindi po inasahan natin na gano'n na mangyayari, na mapapaikli yung araw natin today. The impeachment court and the senator judges were ready to hear the testimony of the House prosecution witness. However, pinagbigyan na lang rin yung deferral na yon ng pagpepresenta. Siguro dahil na rin na nakita na rin na baka mahaba rin yung magiging testimonya niya, and kung kahapon yung magiging basehan natin ng pag-testify ng isang witness at tungkol sa authentication na step by step, baka abutin din ulit yun ng 2 to 3 hours. So yun yung mga kailangang balansehin ng korte sa kanyang pagdedesisyon kung i-grant niya o i-deny niya yung isang motion to defer the presentation of a witness to some other date or time. Kaya yun. So kung sa court calendar natin, parte ng kapangyarihan ng isang korte na i-manage yung kanyang schedule at saka yung process ng pagpepresenta. So hahanap naman ng korte, at syempre tatanungin niya rin yung parties in the next coming weeks kung sino ba yung mga witnesses na pwedeng pagsabayin na 2, 3 sa isang araw para makahabol tayo doon sa timeline na sinasabi. So that is within the prerogative of the court. Pero kanina sinabi rin ni presiding officer, itong first 2 to 3 days, we're just trying to get the hang of things, in a manner of speaking. Kaya tinitingnan pa natin yung pace ng bawat party, ng bawat abogado, pati ng mga senator judges. And maybe next week and the coming weeks, mas madali na nating ma-figure out paano ililay down yung terms of engagement ng pagpapresenta ng mga testimonya. Ano pa ba?
Mabilis lang. Attorney, question lang po kung may idea lang sila. Sa 3 araw po so far ngayon ng impeachment trial, nakakamagkano na po kaya ang gastos on the logistics? Kung may idea lang.
Ako, wala sa pay grade ko magtanong ng pera. So, hindi ko masasagot po yan, but babalikan kita sa question na yan, no? Dahil tama ka, isa pong concern din yan, no, ng ating mga sambayanan. So, gusto rin natin malaman. So, siguro I will get the clearance from the Senate President to ask about the allocation of the budget regarding the impeachment trial so that I can give you a better answer next time.
And attorney, isa lang po, mabilis lang din. Napansin po kasi nung iba, especially online, na dalawa po yung nakaupo sa harap dun sa may rostrum. Sinasabi nung iba, baka raw secretary daw po ng presiding officer yung katabi ni Senchis. Pero ano pong explanation nila na dalawa silang nandoon sa taas?
I refer to my previous statement nung Lunes. Nasagot ko na rin po yan, no? Oo, baka maging ulit 'di ba? Baka mabuhay ulit yung mga issue. Pero wala namang issue dapat 'yan kasi it is a symbolic gesture na they are equals, just doing different hats, 'di ba? Wearing different hats. Yung isa ay legislative head at yung isa impeachment court head. So, walang kakaiba doon. Nakita na natin yan. This is not a new optics. This was already an old optics from the time of the impeachment case of the President Estrada na nakaupo yung head ng impeachment court na si Chief Justice Davide sa tabi ng head naman ng legislative function ng Senate, which is the Senate President Aquilino Pimentel. So in that aspect, this is not old optics. Siguro hindi lang nila malaman yung reference na yon dahil baka mga bata pa yung mga natin, yung mga viewers natin.
Sir, itong 3 days po, sabi nyo nga, may experience din po kayo, no? Would you say na nagsukatan lang o nagsukatan na itong dalawang panig po na tipong, yung ganun po, tulad niya, nagbago po yung diskarte or masasabi natin na hindi na po na-present yung second NBI agent?
That is a fair conclusion on your part po. Tama po yun. That any person na reasonably pong mag-isip, may isip din yun. Ganun naman po yun para po tayong nangangapa pa po sa mga hindi natin kakilala, kaibigan, asawa, jowa, ganun. So, ganun din po yung nangyari in the first 2 to 3 days natin. Nangapalan ko anong klaseng style ba magtanong, anong klaseng gano'n yung kabilis yung pace nung magtanong, ano yung mga objections na usually nire-raise. So nagkapaan pa po talaga, tama yun. Objective naman po yung ganong conclusion ng any person sa proceedings.
Is it too early to say, going back to dun sa statement ng Senator Bang, is it too early to say nga po na dapat, straight to the point daw po yung mga sinasabi ng parties and dapat ina-allow yung mga testimonies matapos po? Or does the impeachment court agree na dapat nga po straight to the point?
Dapat straight to the point yung a matter of style kasi yun but I think the presiding officer is very lenient in giving all the parties their chance or their place under the sun. So, I think yun yung important kasi sa totoong korte, hindi medyo mahigpit talaga. No? Pero dito kasi kailangan natin balansehin yung karapatan din ng ating mga mamamayan na makita yung mga nangyayari at mailahad sa kanila yung mga ebidensya na inilalahad sa harap natin dyan sa plenary. So, kailangan kung magandang yung mga tanong din, medyo diretso, may foundation din, kaya okay naman yon, reasonably naman yung mga request na ganun mula sa senator judge. At alam naman ng presiding officer that the senator judges and even the parties themselves, yung mga abogado under their oaths, will govern themselves accordingly.
Sir, susugan ko lang yung tanong ni Kuya Raymond dun sa time. Hindi ba nasayang yung time ng impeachment court ngayon considering na cross-examination ang nangyari? Pero ready naman yung mga senator judges na doon sa next witness? At masasabi ba natin na failure or baka hindi ready ang prosecution kaya hindi tinuloy yung pagharap ni Lotong?
We cannot comment po doon sa intention of the prosecution for not anymore presenting NBI agent Lotok today. We have to take their manifestation and motion on its face, kung ano po yung narinig natin. Nasa discretion po nila kung paano nila iprepresenta yung ebidensya. Sila rin po bahala mag-manage nung mga witnesses nila, kailan nila iniisip na magandang ipresenta yung witness na yon. Baka meron silang timing, baka may strategy po sila. We cannot really comment on ano po yun, no? Hindi naman po nasayang yung oras ng korte kasi nga, sabi ko nga po sa inyo, nangangapa pa po tayong lahat. Tinitingnan rin ng korte kung ito ba ay reasonable o hindi reasonable yung pagka-defer. So, siguro ngayon, para medyo masanay muna tayo na mahaba-haba yung mga usapin sa floor, medyo pinayagan siguro muna tayo ng presiding officer na okay lang na wag na muna ngayon si NBI agent Lotok at next week na lang. Pero sabi ko nga kanina, I'm sure hahanap at hahanap naman ng paraan ang lahat ng partido ng chance na para mapabilis yan. Kung maaaring yung mga witnesses na yan ay dalawa na sa susunod na mga araw at medyo sanay na tayo sa mahabang mga trial, baka yun yung gawin ng presiding officer. As to administrative updates, the House Panel of Prosecutors subpoena request regarding the request for issuance of subpoena to Tecum on the tax documents of respondent Man Scarpio and 22 businesses connected or alleged to be connected to the Vice President. The presiding officer ordered the submission of memorandum on Monday and scheduling of the oral arguments on Wednesday for 10 minutes each side. And then for the renewed request for issuance of subpoena to Tecum for bank records as well, the presiding officer ordered the scheduling of the oral arguments on Monday for 10 minutes as well. The request for issuance of subpoena ad testificandum to Attorney Zuleika Lopez, the presiding officer granted the same and will be issued today. Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian called the session to order and convened as an impeachment court at 2 p.m. earlier with 20 senators present. For preliminary matters, as to the motion to strike out the remarks of counsel for prosecutor Attorney Ligutan that was tabled yesterday, the presiding officer equitably resolved it upon the withdrawal of Senator Judge Pia Cayetano of her motion. He, however, gave the same time privilege of 5-minute speech to the respondent's counsel, but reminded all the counsels to avoid concluding speeches and let the evidence be presented accordingly moving forward. For housekeeping matters, the presiding officer has said that there will be a 15-minute break midway every hearing. And the senator judges were asked to keep their voices low because the area where they are is an echo chamber with people in the gallery will be able to hear what they are talking about. As to the continuation of the presentation of prosecution's evidence in chief, the cross-examination of NBI agent John Mark Calilong started and was conducted by the counsel for respondent, Attorney Narvasa. The presiding officer made several evidentiary rulings on motions and objections of both parties, and after the cross-examination was terminated, clarificatory questions were asked by several senator judges to the witnesses. Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo, Senator Judge Bam Aquino, Senator Judge Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Judge Risa Ontiveros, Senator Judge Joel Villanueva, Senator Judge and Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian, Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, Senator Judge Amy Marcos, Senator Judge Alan Cayetano, Senator Judge Mig Zubiri, Senator Judge Tito Soto, and Senator Judge Ping Lacson all raise their clarificatory questions to the witness. And without the prosecution conducting any redirect examination and no more recross examination, the witness was excused. The trial was adjourned and will resume typographical error on the briefer. On Wednesday, July 13, 2026. July 13, Monday, at 2 p.m. for the testimony of prosecution witness. First, Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok, and then the prosecution will also present Attorney Zuleika Lopez and Captain Belinda Bello for July 14 and July 15 respectively. Thank you, sir. Dalawa po? Wala. Thank you po.
Ngayon, kayo bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi nyo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan kayo ng komento sa ibaba at atin niyang babasahin isa-isa.